Okay, so new mugshot dropped.
Yeah.
Brittany Zamora brunette now.
Huh. It's wild, right? Like everyone's talking about it.
But it's not really about the hair, is it?
Oh, no, not at all.
It's about everything that led up to that mugshot.
Exactly. It all comes back to that, you know?
This case still has people talking, like years later.
Oh, for sure.
So we're going to dive deep into it all today.
Lay it all out.
The whole thing.
Sure.
The trial, what she's doing now, and
Of course.
the impact.
On everyone. Yeah.
It too.
This isn't an easy case.
No.
A lot of layers to it.
So
Yeah.
back in 2018, Zamora, she was a teacher, right?
6th grade,
Las Brisas Academy.
elementary school.
Yep, in Arizona.
27 years old.
Right.
Married.
Right. Seemed like
Normal life.
totally normal.
But she was having a sexual relationship.
With a student.
13 years old.
Yeah.
In her classroom.
It's scary how people can just...
Hide in plain sight.
Exactly. And you know what else is crazy?
This is one of those cases where technology played a big role.
How so?
The boy's parents, they found out because of a phone monitoring app.
Wow.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
About how much access parents should have.
Oh, huge debate.
Yeah, privacy versus...
Protection.
Especially with kids.
Absolutely.
But okay, so legally speaking...
All right, let's get into that.
What were the big challenges in a case like this?
Well, you know, whenever you're dealing with sexual abuse in a minor, proving that the victim was vulnerable,
Right.
and showing how the perpetrator was in a position of power.
Makes sense.
So in this case,
Yeah.
Zamora was arrested in March of 2018.
I remember seeing those pictures.
Oh, yeah.
That lace top.
At her arrest.
Yeah. And then later in the green jumpsuit.
At sentencing.
Totally different vibe.
For sure.
So what were the charges?
Sexual conduct with a minor molestation of a child.
Wow.
Public sexual indecency.
Those are serious.
Oh, absolutely. But proving those charges.
Right. You need the evidence.
Beyond a reasonable doubt.
Tough when you're talking about a kid.
Very sensitive situation.
So she pleads guilty in 2019.
That's right.
Judge Sherry Stevens sentences her to 20 years.
Yep.
That's a long time.
It is a significant sentence, yeah.
What goes into a decision like that
Well, pleading guilty usually means a lighter sentence.
compared to going to trial?
Right. But the judge has to weigh a lot of factors.
Like what?
The nature of the crime, of course. How old the victim was, the impact on the community.
Yeah.
And I think in this case,
Yeah.
her being a teacher really played a part.
Abusing that trust.
Exactly.
So she's at Perryville Prison now, right?
In Arizona. Yep, that's where the new mugshot's from.
And people are obsessed with her hair.
I know, right? It's strange to me.
Is it relevant or just a distraction?
I think it's a distraction, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's natural to wonder, you know, how someone changes.
In a situation like that,
Right, but we shouldn't lose sight of the real issues.
the crime,
Yeah, the harm that was done.
she finished some kind of program, right?
Yeah, 4-month work assignment, they call it.
What was it about?
Social values. Focusing on empathy, responsibility, things like that.
That normal? In prison?
Lots of prisons have these programs trying to rehabilitate people.
Social values, though.
That one specifically, it's supposed to help them develop.
Pro-social behavior.
Exactly.
So they can re-enter society.
Right, the idea is to prep them for that.
Does it work?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Big debate about how effective these programs actually are.
But the goal is good.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so back to Zamora.
Okay.
Her husband,
Divorced her.
in 2020,
Said their relationship was,
broken beyond repair.
wow.
It just shows you how the consequences...
Helpful outwards.
Exactly. They go way beyond just the legal stuff.
And that brings us to,
The victims.
yeah, this is the part that really matters.
Absolutely. This is the heart of it.
We talk so much about the person who committed the crime, but what about the people who were hurt?
How do we help them?
As a society, we have to do better.
What does that look like?
Well, therapy is crucial.
Of course.
Support groups, advocacy services, all of that.
Makes sense.
But we also need to go deeper.
Deeper.
Yeah, we need to create an environment where victims feel safe.
To speak up.
Exactly. They need to know they'll be believed.
Supported.
Yes, and that takes more than just services.
What else then?
We need education awareness. Zero tolerance for abuse.
This case is a tough reminder
It is.
how vulnerable kids are.
And how damaging it is when that trust is broken.
Yeah.
It's a big responsibility.
So beyond the legal system, beyond institutions changing
What can we do?
on a personal level,
Exactly.
what can schools do
What can communities do?
to actually make things safer for kids?
I think it starts with each of us.
Taking responsibility.
Right, we all have a role to play.
Okay, so what does that look like practically?
For educators, it means being vigilant.
Noticing the signs?
Exactly. And knowing when they have to report something.
When it's mandatory.
Right.
And for parents.
Talk to your kids.
Know about this stuff.
Yeah, and pay attention to what they're doing online.
It's scary out there.
It can be.
And as a community.
We have to make it clear that child safety comes first.
No question.
And we have to support people who come forward.
If they suspect abuse.
Yes. It has to be a safe space.
This is hard to talk about.
It is.
But so important.
We can't shy away from it.
I keep thinking about power.
Yeah.
How it can be misused.
Especially with people who are supposed to be taking care of kids.
As we wrap this up, what can we do to make sure that never happens?
It's a huge question.
But one we have to keep asking.
Absolutely.
We got to protect our kids.
No doubt about it.
It's on all of us.
For sure.
Thanks for diving into this with me.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Until next time.
See ya.
Stay curious.
And stay safe.
Out there.